you guys doing? This is me, RedBlade, and we are back with another Raid Shadow Legends video. So guys, as you guys are very well aware that Amius it is now revealed, and Amius the Lunar Archon, I hope I pronounced that right. So there's a lot going on with this boss, and it's kinda crazy to be very fair because when I was reading the kit, I was like, dude, that's just too much. And let's start reading Waxing Potence AoE, A1 AoE. You see? So, increase the damage inflicted by the skill by 10% for each buff on Amius, alright? And increases it also heals Amius by 100% of the damage dealt, include damage dealt on shield buff. It's kind of like getting underwhelming right at the start, and it's kind of getting tough already. Like AoE A1, and he's healing, and then he's also healing from the damage he is dealing on shield buffs. It's it's kind of a lot to be fair for an A1. And then A2, Lunar Storm, treat and cooldown, AoE before attacking. So another AoE. A1 was AoE, and now this as well. Before attacking, increases the duration of all buffs and decrease the duration of all debuffs on Amius by 1 turn. Guys, if you remember, when I first saw his revealed video, I was like, bro, this looks like Anchorite. Like a buffed one, something, the gears were like kinda buffed, and it was kinda give me Best of Us kind of vibe, but his posture and all, and the bells kinda remind me of Anchorite. Anchorite was having those pots which are burning, having coals on them, but it felt like it he was buffed Anchorite, and now his A2 is literally felt like a big boy version of Anchorite. By the way, this boss is a mythical and he can change forms, which is kinda interesting. So back to the A2. Besides that, increased duration of buffs and decreased duration of debuffs, heals enemies by 20% of the max HP, and then also heal increased by 5% for each buff that has its duration increased, and also fills Amius turn meter by 10% for each debuff has its duration increased. To be fair to AoE, and both are too good, man. So felt really difficult at this point. Seems like he's going to be tough, like really tough. And there's a lot going on with his kit, I must say. There's a lot of reading we gotta do. So A3, Rampant Chaos, treat and cooldown again. Remove any block buffs, debuff from Amius, and replace them with block debuff, lasting for 3 turns. That's a long ass turn, man. 3 turn on treat and cooldown. What the hell is even that? Also remove all debuff negatively affecting stats and replace them with mirror buff equivalent, such as decrease attack being replaced with increase attack, such as heal reduction and weaken will be replaced with continuous heal and strengthen, respectively. All mirror buff going to last for 3 turns. Then place a stun debuff on all enemies except Mythical for 1 turn. Damn, bro, this is getting out of hand already. Like if you put some debuffs on him, this ability is going to replace those debuffs, and then also the same time it's going to mirror them and put a new kind of buff on the boss, and then it's going to last for 3 turns, and this ability will be back on 3 turns. Bro, what the hell is going on? This is too much already. this is looking kinda, not just kinda, really tough already, and we are not even done with the kit yet. So, robbed in moonlight, it's a passive. Whenever an enemy is healed, Amius also heal by 25% of the value of the original heal. Doesn't work on heal from swapping HP and equalizing HP. Range maybe, or who else? Sinesha, those two can do that stuff. Heal Amius by 100% of the damage inflicted against shield buff. Like whatever damage he do against shield buff, it's going to be 100% of heal. If a shield is removed by damage, Amius will equal heal to the full value of the shield. Whenever an enemy decreases skill's cooldown with an artifact, accessory, mastery, or skill, also decrease the cooldown of Amius. Passive Archon'S Ascendance by 1 turn. Okay, so his passive is on 4 turn cooldown, and 1 turn will be decreased whenever you try to reset. It's kind of like a counter to that Kaimar Yumeko strat. It's a pretty interesting mechanism. So this another passive, Archon's Ascendance, 4 turn cooldown. It got active and passive effect. So active effect at the start of Amia's turn, place an eclipse. What? Eclipse buff on him for 3 turns. Okay, this sounds really new to me. Eclipse. This buff cannot be removed, transferred, spared, or have the duration increase or decrease by enemies or allies. This skill will be on a 4 turn cooldown at the start of the battle whenever Amius transforms into his base form. Well, it makes me think that what kind of um, benefits this eclipse is going to give, because if I can remember correctly, there's kind of rage which Minotaur can put on himself. He's also a unique boss who can put a buff on himself which is protected and stuff, but that's not really threatening. But this eclipse, we need to see what this can do, and then we decide. But so far this boss is really, they try to put the efforts on him. I saw the video where he changed his form, and all what happened to his form is his skin color kind of changed a little bit slightly, like from the normal to little bit bluish. That's it. That's how the form changed, and it's kind of weird to me, to be fair. The passive effect of Archon's Ascendance: revive Amius by 30% HP and 50% turn meter when killed while under an eclipse buff. He can revive himself. Damn. This effect only activates if Amius is killed in his alternate form. It's kind of funky, to be fair. It's kind of funky. And this boss is already looking kind of scary to me, to be very fair. Almighty Strength, another passive. How many passives, Plarium? Damage from the skill, that skill based on enemy max HP cannot exceed 5% of the boss's max HP when attacking the boss. It's kinda like more nerf to Newts, Acrisias, Cold Hearts, Royal Guard, Hearst type champions. Alright, they try to, make the fight kinda longer. Almighty Immunity, immune to stun, freeze, sleep, provoke, block active skills, block passive skill, fear, true fear, petrification, debuff. Also immune to HP exchange effect, HP balance effect, and cooldown increasing effects. When I read this, I was like, there is no turn meter control effect. It means we can have some hope for this. Because as soon as he start taking turn, it means RIP, because he is kinda pretty strong so far on this form already. But at first when I was reading regarding that change, then I was like, Morgan can do really well, because she will place the heal reduction, which can't be removed because it's protected, and if I'm not mistaken, she do it every time she take a turn, so it's really good for him. I did the fusion, so I'll be happy to use her if she would be the part of the strat for this boss. But I'm sure 10 meter decrease with Mori gain, I think it kind of feels like this is doable. But when we kill the boss while he's having Eclipse buff, then he can be revived, right? Oh no, the revive passive only activates when he's died in the alternate form. So you might can just 10 meter control and kill him, but this Eclipse buff on him, it might be tricky. It might let him do crazy stuff or immune to 10 meter control or something like that. We don't know it just yet. It's just assumptions and all, but this kinda looks scary. And then the Awaken Weakness passive decrease the damage inflicted by the boss for each awakening level on target champions. 2.5% for level 1 and 2, and 5% for level 3 and 6, stack up to 25%. And then there is also a second part for this, which I can't fit on my screen, so I will just read it out loud. Increase the damage received by the boss for each awakening level on the attacking champion. 5% for level 1 and 2, and 10% for level 3 and 6, stack up to 50%. This base form is already kinda scary. Let's see the other form. They literally named him alternate form, like literally the same thing, just the little bit bluish kind of skin on the second form. On this second form, he become like a crazy DPS. He will start doing crazy stuff like crazy damage. So attack one enemy 2 times will ignore 100% of the target defense. Means you are dead. One of the champ is going to be sacrificed. Like A1, starting with A1, and boom, they already impressed us. I wonder why they don't make the kits like this for the fusion champions. Interesting, crazy. Damage increased by 20% for each debuff on the enemy. You are already ignoring 100% defense, and now you wanted to increase the damage as well based on debuff. Ignore defense effect for each awakening level on the target champion. 5% for level 1 and 2, and 10% for level 3 and 6, stack up to 50%. So we can make this, like, reduce this to 50%, but still 50% is a lot. And I'm sure this skill is going to nuke us really hard. And if this attack kills an enemy, which it definitely will, instantly activates Amius Maniacal Bedlam skill. That A3 right here is going to smack hard on the A1, and then it will also activate the A3. A2 Blood Moon Vortex, treat and cooldown AoE before attacking, increase the duration of all debuffs and decrease the duration of all buffs on all enemies for 1 turn, just like the first form, base form. Increase the damage inflicted by 5% for the target's max HP for each enemy buff that has its duration decrease, stack up to 50%. This boss is kinda difficult already, it seems like it. Also decrease each enemy's turn meter by 10% for each debuff that has duration increased. Reduce MES decreased turn meter effect for each awakening level. 1% for level 1 and 2, and 2% for level 3 and 6, stack up to 10%. Maniacal Bedlam. It's the same skill which is going to be activated with his A1. Remove any block debuff from enemies and replace them with block buffs. So at first he was like trying to protect himself, and now he's going to go all in on us. If we have block debuff, he will replace it with block buffs. Damn. And that will last for 3 turns. Nice. Also remove any buff positively affecting stats and replace them, okay, with the mirror debuff equivalent, such as increased attack being replaced with decreased attack, such as continuous heal and strengthen will be replaced with heal reduction to weaken, debuff respectively. All mirror debuff last for 3 turns. Then place a sleep debuff on all enemies except mythical champion for 1 turn. I guess I can see what they're trying to do. They are trying to make the mythical champions kinda more viable because right now nobody really wants them anyway. But I do want people to pull for them. I can see where this is going. It forced the mythical champion to change form while the effect of the sleep debuff cannot be blocked or resisted also. Finally, fill Amius meter by 10% for each buff converted into debuff by this skill. Bro, this boss is already kinda making me cry. So, Scarlet Eclipse is passive change. So, reduce the amount of healing that enemy receive by 50%. When Amius is under an Eclipse buff, okay. Ignore shield, block damage, unkillable buff when Amius is under an Eclipse buff. Rep to the unkillable comms. Finally, whenever an enemy's cooldown is decreased with artifact, accessory, mastery, skill instantly activate Amius Abyssal Construct skill against a random enemy. The A1? Damn! This is even more crazier than the other form, where it decreased the passive's 1 turn cooldown. Damn, bro. And with the default skill, he got the potential, I can say, to kill your champion, and then he can also activate his A3. Can you do that? Maybe he can, or maybe he don't. But maybe if he can, then it's already nuts, bro. Like you try to decrease the cooldown, and instead you make him like attack you with this A1, which is going to hit like a cannon really hard, probably with ignoring defense and stuff, and then he's going to activate the A3. That's crazy. And Almighty Strength the same, and then the immunity it's the same, and the awakening weakness is the same. It kind of took long to write his kit, but my opinion, Plarium is not coming slow with this one. They're like, this is bigger than Doom Tower, and they kind of make the boss like crazy powerful. That this is too good, new kind of mechanism and too powerful. And the turn meter reduction is might be the only way we can toy with this boss. And guess what? I'm not having a lore, so RIP to me. But yeah, this is kind of crazy to be fair, because bro's not here to just stand and get killed. That eclipse can be something scary as well. So I'm not sure how we guys are going to do this. A lot of some specific champion can be clutch. Who knows? But right now my mind's kind of blank, and after reading his kit, my brain's stopping. I don't know what to say because I was like, okay, we can do transmitter stuff and we can Morrigan her, but is that if enough? Because his second form, he go he goes crazy. Like his second form is like he goes in rage mode, and he's like, let me show you who's the real boss here. So let me know your thoughts in the comment below. Thanks a lot for watching, and I hope you guys find this video helpful. And thanks a lot everyone who provided me the screenshots and all. I really appreciate you guys. Thanks again. Psycho 98, thank you for providing the screenshot. So there you go guys. Thanks a lot for watching. It's me, RedBlade. Until next time. Peace.